Washer stopped working. Comes on, does everything it's supposed to do until it gets to the wash cycle, and then doesn't do anything. I don't know anything about dishwashers, so I started taking it apart. And then noticed there was a motor for the drain, and there's a wash motor which pumps the water at high pressure upward, and that's what does all the cleaning. So I knew that's the part that wasn't working. And I used a meter, and during the time that's supposed to be washing, there was no power at the motor. I was just about to order a new motor. I'm so glad I didn't. So I figured out it's most likely not the motor. There's just no power going to it. So I bypassed the door close switches, and then I found a wiring diagram in the manual. Figured out what these wires do. Figured out the blue one is the one that feeds the pump for the wash. And looked at the diagram, figured out which one it was that makes the pump come on. So I knew it was the control board. I figured it was a relay. So I was gonna figure out what relay it was. So I figured out by looking at the harness and counting the pins. The fifth one is that fat trace. So now I know whatever relay that connects to is my pump relay, which is that black one right there. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, that takes 3 connections wide. You can see the 3 soldered points within that relay. And I noticed the trace that activates that relay was black and corroded. And I started wiping it down, and I found breaks in the trace. So without guessing, I know that trace being corroded is the problem. So I brought my kids in here and I showed them. I thought it was cool to show them that using steps, logic, you can narrow down your problem to a specific point on a big machine. Anyways, thanks.